Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by doing what is not expected, apologizing for the late start. We had planned to begin the lecture at 4. Of course, we couldn't start it until we had a group of people with whom to have a discussion, but also partly because we had underestimated the amount of time that we required to, move from where the speaker was staying to this place. So we are very, very sorry. I'm doing this on behalf of ARRF. My name is George Mondi. I am the person who is in charge of the preparations for this event. So please accept our apologies for the 2 reasons that I've given. We know, of course, that you could have done other things, but we are glad that you're still here. So I'm not going to spend or waste any more time. We have a very brief program because in an event like this, there are not going to be many more speakers other than the main speaker, who is Jenerali Ulimwengu. I will leave the introduction of Jenerali to ARRF Chairman Professor Michael Chege, who will also be the chairperson of this session. So the program is going to be very brief, very, very brief. In the early stages, before we listen to the lecture proper, we're going to have some 2 very brief remarks. One coming from a member of the board of ARRF, who will say something in 1-2 minutes about the organization and the lecture series, this series that we are having. That will be done by Professor Wanyande, whom again you may know from the University of Nairobi. And then after Professor Wanyande, we're going to have very brief remarks from our partner institution, the Heinrich Ball Foundation, with whom we have cooperated in not just organizing today's event, but the other activities that have preceded this lecture. And it will be good to know how we've worked on it and the other things that they do as a foundation as well. Those, like I promised, will not take more than 10 minutes to combine it. And then we will invite Professor Michael Chege to introduce Jenerali, and then Jenerali will begin to address us right away. And then, of course, after that, we have an open discussion session where we can interact with the speaker. So I now want to welcome Professor Peter Wanyande, member of the ARRF board.
Thank you, George. And ladies and gentlemen, let me also join George, who is the Executive Director of ARRF, African Research and Resource Forum, in welcoming you and thanking you for coming to this debate, so this function that we have this evening. I will spend just about 2 minutes to indicate to you that ARRF, or the African Research and Resource Forum, was established around about the year 2003, basically as a research institution that provides an opportunity for intellectuals, policymakers, and other interested groups to debate issues revolving around public policy, not only in this country but actually in the region, the Eastern African region. And that we did that because we found that most of the policy research institutes in this area focus on national issues. And yet we think that, especially with the coming into being of the East African community, we needed a regional research institution that would also provide an opportunity for scholars to do research and debate issues that affect the entire region. So basically, ARRF conducts research. It attempts to provide a forum for debate and also for enabling networking of institutions in this region, and therefore create a resource center that can provide the necessary data and information that can be used to inform public policy in this region, this African region. To that extent, we have board members from all the 5 East African community countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, plus Sudan. We have a board member from Sudan, and the secretariat of this organization is also made up of staff from those regions. So it's really a truly regional think tank organization. So again, welcome, and we hope that you will enjoy the function this evening. Thank you very much.
And I want to invite Dr. Axel, the regional representative of the Heinrich Ball Foundation in Nairobi.
Thank you very much, George. I mean, you scared me. 2 minutes. Don't worry, it will happen. First of all, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. I'm representing here the Heinrich Böll Foundation, which is the Green political foundation from Germany, affiliated to the German Greens. We are here in Nairobi since a good number of years by now to support programs in the areas of environment, gender justice, democracy, and political dialogue. And this product, which we will be dealing with here today, is an outcome of I could say, of a long discussion we have had over the years with the ARRF as part of the civil society community here in Kenya. We, as HBF, are of course as shocked as anybody was to what happened after the 2007 elections. And since we have been working very strongly with civil society organizations in the country, we are of course also particularly shocked at what happened to civil society. It was split. It was, in a kind of way, for a while, it was becoming incapacitated, I would say, to a large extent, in that crisis. And discussions around that, reflection processes around it, of course, showed us that this is not entirely true. There was more going on in the background, civil society contribution towards the solution of the crisis than is often seen in public and is often acknowledged in public. But all these things need to be, let me say, properly identified and properly put into context. And out of this discussion series, which we supported and to an extent conceptualized together with ARRF last year, about the experiences of civil society in Kenya since 2002, what happened after the transition and how the civil society along with the country ran into the crisis and is now trying to come out of it again. This process has been a very exciting one. I think we had a series of, how many events? 3 events? 3 seminars, out of which is book emerged, and I'll be happy to be able today to set a kind of closing point, final point to this kind of engagement, and I wish all of us a very interesting discussion today. Thank you.
Yeah, Professor Michael J.
Yeah, thank you very much, George. As Axel has just stated, and as George just stated, this evening we have 2 events. The first one is a public lecture on Kenya's referendum and the new constitution, lessons and implications for the East African region, which will be presented by Jenerali Ulimwengu, a scholar and civil society leader from Tanzania. And then after that, after our discussion, questions and answers, we shall have the launch of the book that Axel was referring to, called Civil Society and Governance in Kenya since 2002, between transition and change. Our perspective and belief as an institution, ARRF, is that Eastern Africa is coming together once again as one region, with a lot of things in common, but in a substantially different way than what happened just before independence or after independence, before the community broke up in 1977. And that is The issues have changed. The world economy and global politics have changed tremendously after the end of the Cold War. And we have entrance into the Eastern African region. New players, Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia in its own way, and increasingly also Ethiopia, not to mention South Sudan. We are trying as best as we can to deal with the issues that have risen in this community of nations to supplement the work of national institutions there. One of the most important historical moments in Kenya recently was obviously the approval of the referendum, the new referendum, or the approval of the new constitution and the new referendum. Particularly noting what the constitution contains and what it stands for. Jenerali Ulimwengu will be speaking to that topic. He is a trained lawyer at the University of Dar es Salaam, where he graduated in 1972 with a Bachelor of Laws degree. He then joined journalism, which is unusual actually for people who used to graduate from the Faculty of Law in the University of Dar es Salaam those days. Rather than practice, he went to journalism immediately and trained on the job with the government paper Daily News, which was the party paper. We did reporting, sub-editing, as well as features, in addition to writing a weekly column. He left in 1974 to work for the headquarters of the Pan-African Youth Movement in Algiers, Algeria. You may want to remember that the Organization of African Unity had different sub-offices, the African Liberation Committee in Dar es Salaam. The other one was the Pan-African Youth Movement in Algiers, and even as recently as 4 years ago, I think it was still in operation. Well, he was working with the Liberation and Publicity departments of the Pan-African Youth Movement. When he came back to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania in 1986, and was appointed Government Director of Youth and Sports for Tanzania, and then District Commissioner. He then joined Parliament in 1990, representing youth constituency. And in that tenure, in his tenure in Parliament, he also founded the Habari Corporation in 1993, publishing a number of newspapers. He also hosted a popular television talk show named Jenerali on Monday for 11 years. Currently, Jenerali is a columnist in the East African newspaper and has written, among other things, on the topic we're going to discuss tonight. And is an active member of civil society movement in Tanzania. He is also chairman of Raia Wema newspaper, which is an authoritative weekly paper in Kiswahili dealing with serious issues in a serious way. Jenerali's name came to the attention of the world, I think it was mid-90s or early 20s, when his own citizenship was being disputed by the government of Benjamin Mkapa. But he triumphed, and we thank you and congratulate you on winning that battle. Here in Kenya now, you have got your citizenship. So if anybody gives you trouble with that issue, you can get Kenya citizenship in addition to Tanzania one. So, without further ado, I invite Jenerali Ulimwengu to speak to us on the subject of Kenya's referendum and the new constitution, lessons and implications of the East African region.
Before I start, I would like to make a small correction. In the presentation that has been made of me, I'm referred to as a scholar. I'm not a scholar. I have no pretensions of ever becoming a scholar, but I'm a consumer.